Hey, what's up, guys? We're back again to talk about some more leaks for Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. But let me first say right off the top, at the beginning of this video, that most of this leak stuff, I don't even believe. Mir, I'm sure you don't even believe any of it. And
yeah, there's definitely a lot of information flying around right now, and a lot of people are theorizing more than actually leaking.
Especially when we'll find out a lot of it during like the first announcement at PSX. So just letting you guys know, we're basically talking about these leaks because a lot of people want to know, our feedback on it and what we think about it. And we'll try to, kind of debunk a little bit of it and just look at the... I'm going to go through a bunch of the leaks all the way back from like 5 months ago from the first big leak of AE, and we'll kind of compare them all and kind of just see if there's any consistencies and inconsistencies with it, okay? So, let's get started. We had a Reddit post about 5 months ago, long ass time ago, way before we knew about Arcade Edition. And then this post said that we're going to get an expansion, a free expansion for Street Fighter V, which turned out to be true. And honestly, it was pretty obvious. There was no other way for Capcom to do it that way. Like, if they charge it for us, people would just be really pissed off. And we're asking for all these updates, and they made it clear.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, even then, it would have just been Season 3, right? Which was already... like Season 2 before it would have already been like a gameplay update regardless, right?
Exactly.
So we had that certainty anyways.
Also said that the expansion would be called Super Street Fighter V, which turned out to be untrue, which I'm sad about. I wish it was called Super Street Fighter V. But it's okay. Arcade Edition, whatever. Also in the post said there would be a UI overhaul, which turns out to be true. I mean, could have said it was going to be all golden, but UI overhaul is pretty easy to guess. Arcade mode, I mean, the sky is blue. Arcade mode has been something that has been data mined and people have been talking about. One of the biggest requested things for Street Fighter V in a long time. Anyone who leaks, whether it's true or not, would say arcade mode. Extra battle mode, same thing. Found in data mining a long time ago.
Yeah.
And the final thing was new critical arts for all the characters. So this was a long time ago this kind of leak came out. And it turns out so far that it is untrue. And might be something to be added later. So that's kind of weird. And then, of course, the big character list was said to be Sagat, Sakura, Oral, C Viper, Q, and Necro. But the thing was that Vi posted a tweet saying something along the lines with these characters, just like not saying that these characters are leaked or anything. He was just joking around with like big fan favorite characters that would get people hype. And this was posted around the same time as this leak. And a lot of people were saying, hey, Vi, just leak the characters or whatever. But it looks more like this person who did this leak just simply took Vi's list and put it in it to make it sound more believable.
Yeah, so, it seems like that's the case.
But I'm still naming off these characters because the other leaks that I'm about to talk about name these exact same characters. So we'll talk about that too. So
especially Sagat and Sakura are almost on everyone's list.
Yeah, it's on every single person's list. But at the same time, anyone could have guessed that. They're two extremely popular characters in the classic part that anyone would have guessed. For sure. Okay, next up, 1 month later. So 4 months ago, Flow Tron. Flow Tron is the most reliable leaker, has never been wrong on anything. And leaked the entire Season 2 cast way before any hints, anything. And, he knew the entire cast and said it before even Akuma was announced. So very, very reliable. Posted, and by the way, he's like in hiding now. I think after Venos posted this article on him, he went into hiding. So I don't think we're gonna get any more information from him.
The Cap Cops are after him.
Yeah, that's what he said. It's funny. So, anyways, he says Sagat and Sakura confirmed already. So acknowledging that, but once again, anyone could have guessed that. He says just don't expect them to play like they did in Street Fighter 4. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Like a lot of characters in Street Fighter 5 after all.
Yeah, either like Sagat can't throw fireballs unless he has V trigger, or his fireball is V reversal.
Exactly, the fireball is the V reversal. How smart is that?
Yeah, he'll have Angry Scar, V skill, but it'll be called Happy Scar because it's content.
Yeah.
Okay, and he says, however, Oral, Viper, Necro, and Q won't make it in Season 3. So Flow Tron debunks the rest of the characters. So this is worth noting too, because we hear these characters again from these other leakers, quote unquote, and there's something interesting about it because he says won't make it in season 3. So we'll get back to that after this. So, all right, third type of leak, Xkira data miner. Last month and about recently, a bunch of characters says so far Sagat, Sakura, and that Shadaloo girl with the staff weapon that you see in Ed's story mode ending, part of Ed's crew or whatever. I mean, if there's gonna be new characters in the game, I wouldn't be surprised if one of them will be added, because it's just there's all these unique looking characters beside Ed, and Ed's story looks really interesting, and I think a lot of people would be hyped if one of those characters was alongside Ed and in the game. And so, yeah, very possible.
Yes, especially because some of the characters that were released as DLC we actually saw in the stories before. Like, for example, Mana.
Yeah,
we see in the story mode.
Exactly. So it is tying together well. And then Xkira also says 4 legacy and 2 brand new characters. So that's 6 characters total, just like Season 1 and Season 2. I'm actually surprised if there's going to be brand new characters this season, because Season 2 was all brand new characters except for Akuma. And I figured that people would have like Whiplash by now and they just want classic characters, period. But I don't think it's bad as long as it's a mix, right? So if people want legacy will get their legacy, which is the majority, 4, and then 2 brand new characters.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty balanced approach, I guess, considering that, like you said, the Season 2 had 5 new characters and only 1 legacy character, which was pretty requested, like, was Akuma after all, but yeah, I guess it wasn't enough for the crowds.
And just keep in mind that Xkira gets his information differently because he's data mining and stuff. So he's finding clues in the code. But I think he also had a tweet that he gets external sources telling him stuff too as well. Okay, fast forward to recently. I think this was yesterday at the time of making this video. Another Reddit post. And these 2 ones are just really out there. So yeah, this is the point where... But it's just interesting because a lot of people when they talk about it. So, like I said, I'm not saying I believe in this, guys. Just want to clarify that again. So Reddit post, the guy starts off by saying that, you know, you can believe some of the stuff he's saying because he apparently leaked that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were going to be released in the Injustice 2 reveal a week ahead of time, and he shows the GameFAQs posts proving that he did. So he obviously gets some type of inside information, or he's just a really good guesser. So
like he wanted to post up proof of his reliability.
Yeah, exactly. So some post of reliability, but this person also claims that they get there's tons of different sources in whatever they're in. If this person's like, you know, a journalist or whatever, so it's not just one person giving all this information, which means some of these sources can be, if not all of them.
Yeah, might have second-hand or third-hand information not be as accurate.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
That would have been interesting.
So he says in this post, he says Sagat, Sakura. I mean, once again, water is wet. Every single person has said Sagat and Sakura, so that's a no-brainer. But this is where the list kind of changes. It then says Cody and Sodom. Okay, so let's first off, these 4 characters are 4 legacy characters. Okay, which goes in line with what Xkira is saying. All right, so let's stop here for a second, Mir, and let's just talk about Cody and Sodom. Okay. So Cody being added to Street Fighter V, I mean, he's a pretty unique character. There's a lot of things he can do with like his dodge, and his move list is pretty unique.
The knife
mechanic is unique and all that, right? So him being added to Street Fighter V, I think it would be a great idea, especially when, you know, people want some of these classic Final Fight characters back in there.
Yeah, especially because both Cody and Sodom are in the Alpha series, but they're also technically in Final Fight.
Yeah.
I think Sodom's enemy type in that game, right? Pretty sure.
Yeah. So, boss. So, like, they're basically just tying in with Abigail and just more Final Fight stuff, right? Because there's been a ton of Final Fight characters in Street Fighter 4 alone, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But even if they change Cody, how he plays, like in Street Fighter 4, they completely change him, I think he'd be a fine addition.
But I'm going to guess, like, and this is a guess, that they're going to look at the knife mechanic again, just because it's so peculiar.
Yeah.
And maybe like implement it in a different way.
Just make it his V trigger, man. Like he'll just pull out a shank, you know. He'll just pull out a shank. Yeah.
And Sodom is another character with weapons as well.
Yes. Size, right?
Two size. So, yeah, exactly. So that would be interesting to see as well.
So with Sodom, the thing I want to talk about him is that he's a really easy character to guess. To be a part, like we had a bunch of those fake looking like silhouette pictures that people were leaking out that were really obviously fake, and a lot of people chose Sodom because the reason is because Capcom has said in interviews during the launch of Street Fighter V that Sodom was going to be a character going to put in the game. They said they were going to put him in the game. It was between him or Birdie, I think, and it decided ultimately that Birdie would fit better, just because he was more unique. So that means that they did work on Sodom at some point, right, in the development. So
at least concept.
Yeah.
You know, drawing out concepts, yeah.
So I think he's also the last character from, you know, Alpha that they haven't put in the game, like in terms of classic characters as well, missing. So I feel like it's a no-brainer.
There's Cody and Guy as well.
I mean, like in the Street Fighter, like, you know, Street Fighter 4 and 5, like just the last Alpha character they haven't brought back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, Sodom just feels like a no-brainer. I think anyone can guess if he was a character brought back, and I think he'd be a cool character in the game too, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while since he's been in a Street Fighter game, so it would make sense for them to introduce him this time around.
Okay, let's keep moving. So that's 4 Legacy, and then we have 2 new characters coming, and that is Roxy. So that's the girl at the end of Abigail's storyline that looks like Poison, and a Shadow Doll, but he's not sure which Shadow Doll it is.
Roxy is actually the Poison Palette swap in the Final Fight series, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like
so we can expect that she'll play much like Poison, maybe.
I doubt. Who knows? I doubt she'll play
Menat,
like Poison.
Menat didn't play. Yeah, exactly. Menat didn't play at all like Rose, so who knows?
Yeah, like. I think it's just an excuse to put a Poison character in the game that's not Poison, basically.
Yeah.
Like I was reading on the stream, like just going through her wiki really quickly. Like she was born in an orphanage with Poison, and that's why they look alike. They grew up together. She carries handcuffs. She looks the same except her hair is orange, and they changed slightly what she looked like in the Street Fighter V like wiki thing. So, and we saw like a little cameo appearance from her in Abigail's storyline. So it's very believable that Roxy will be in the game, and I think that'd be a great addition.
Yeah, again, it's a character that appeared in a story mode. So yeah, that makes it, believable, like you said.
So this character would count as a new character, and like I said, a Shadow Doll as well. So that's 4 Legacy, 2 new, goes in line with what Xkira was saying, the data mining thing. So the Shadow Doll, the person said he wasn't sure on which Shadow Doll it was, but the next leak we'll talk about that, so don't worry about that. So we'll keep moving on here. And then the post also says there will also be free characters added as part of the update, which is Crimson Viper, Q, Necro, and Oro. Okay. So this is where it gets really out there, where it becomes the point where I'm like super skeptical.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit too good to be true at this point.
Like we're getting to 10 characters here for 1 year. Like,
well,
that's
especially because these new characters would be added with the update, so all at once. That's like quite a big work, I guess you could say, for Capcom, to put together these characters and release them all at once.
Yeah, unless it's just like this amazing, like crazy update, and they just went super hard on it.
Well, maybe they hired another guy to go with the one that's already working on the game.
Yeah, and it would just like, I guess it would explain some of the stuff like why the second supers weren't ready and second V skills and such, and they were just hauling on the characters. I mean, they basically took a break in Season 2. Because Season 2 we expected a lot more in terms of content, but we didn't get it, so it's like Capcom needed another year. Another thing we should mention is C Viper, Q, Necro, and Oro goes in line with the very first leak 5 months ago, which said the same exact characters. Okay? But Flow Tron debunked it by saying these characters are not coming for Season 3, but he says Season 3 specifically. Whereas in this post says these are coming as free characters, added part of the update. In other words, these characters are not part of Season 3, specifically those 6 characters that we'll get 6 silhouettes for. So maybe that's why. So there's still hope, is what I'm saying.
And also, I'm pretty sure we saw Prince and Viper in the story, and Oro as well.
Yeah.
And Necro's in the background of the Halloween stage.
Yeah. Yeah. All cameo appearances.
Q's anywhere though. I don't think I've seen him.
But these cameo appearances also support a person who would be guessing as well.
Yeah, of course.
It goes both ways. So, okay. It also says in the post, critical arts were supposed to be added upon its launch, but I'm hearing they are probably going to save it for later. I'm just going to go like this. Okay, and color edit mode is something I was told that's going to be a new feature added. Again,
well, hopefully it's not as crazy as Street Fighter Cross Tekken, where it was a bit too much.
I don't like color edit mode, I'll be honest. I don't like it. I mean, everyone either is just black, red, black, white, or there's gonna be goofy clown characters, or Rolento's gonna go around with a blue glow stick. It's just too much. I mean, there are some talented people out there that make some really nice schemes, but for the most part, majority of the people are just annoying colors, you know.
Yeah, hopefully if this feature is included, it will be like maybe a more limited selection of colors and, you know, not have anything too ridiculous.
Or just make it client side. Okay, final leak. This is really funny because this is posted like 19 hours after this leak. So it was like within the same day, okay? And I think it was the person's name, like confirmed leaks or something. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this was the exact same person just posting on another account to like try to help support his own leak or something. Okay, let me read up the characters. So he says he's basically saying what part of this leak list was true. Okay, so I'm just reading the Street Fighter 5 part. And he's saying the characters are Sakura, Sagat, The Sky is Blue, Cody and Sodom are indeed part of the Street Fighter V AE Season 3 DLC roster. So, once again, 4 legacy characters. The other 2 characters he was uncertain about are indeed Roxy and a Shadow Doll, specifically Suzuki. Suzuki is
the doll with the katana
that tried slicing Zangief's chest and wasn't able to. So she's probably going to be a really low tier. For sure.
I see. Without the sword, you mean like a broken sword? No?
She's like
that's lore, guys.
I mean, okay. So, the Shadow Doll, let's talk about that. Once again, past interviews with Capcom, they talked about there's very high chance of adding a doll into the game. I think it's a no-brainer in terms of new characters, adding another doll. Out of all the dolls, is Suzuki like the most interesting one? I don't really think so. I'd rather have the girl with the giant microphone. But I don't know. Not the megaphone. Yeah, the megaphone. Sorry.
The megaphone.
But or the laptop. The laptop was cool. It was an overhead, EX version at least. So
there's a girl that throws spears.
Yeah, Nidalee. I call her Nidalee. That would definitely be the one I would choose. But Suzuki, I mean, yeah. So Shadow Doll, easy to guess, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did add her. So, yeah, I mean, there are some consistencies here with what we're hearing before. Now, unless all these leaks are just the same person or everyone is just copying each other what they're saying. Okay, now in terms of these free characters, once again, it says, Sea Viper, Q, Oro, and Necro being free updates is only partially true. They're free for anyone who purchased Vanilla Street Fighter V, but anyone who buys AE will have to buy them with real money or fight money. Only Sea Viper and Oro will be available at the launch of AE, while the others will come later. These characters are considered separate from Season 3 and can only be purchased individually. Okay, before we talk about the characters, Mir, first thing I want to point out, Sea Viper, Q, Oro, Necro, they go online with the first leak 5 months ago, the leak before this one, and then this one. All consistent with each other.
Yeah, there are names that definitely have been thrown around a little bit, let's say.
But I don't like these names being thrown around because of Vi's tweet. That's what I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
seems
like,
like a bit of bandwagoning, I guess.
yeah, unless Vi just really like screwed up hard and just posted the characters and he knew, right?
Also, yeah. Also, another thing about this, like this leak, I guess,
Yeah,
is that if this is true, if those characters are free for whoever owns vanilla Street Fighter 5, then it would be good business practice for Capcom to announce them before the arcade edition is out. Otherwise, you know, it's kind of shady that they don't tell you that you could have bought, you know, Street Fighter 5 for all this time before arcade edition.
yeah, it just sounds sketchy. I don't like any of it. This doesn't sound.
Don't get the
believable.
new characters.
It doesn't sound believable. But if this is, guys, you know, obviously don't get rid of your original Street Fighter 5 disc. Obviously.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Especially because again, arcade edition is a free update. Although you won't get all the old characters with like if you just keep your copy, you'd have to buy them anyways. You'd supposedly get these new ones. I'm not so sure. I don't know. Like it sounds really weird that they haven't announced it yet, but maybe they will. So I'll reserve judgment until then.
Yeah.
But it seems like it seems a little bit too good to be true again.
Yeah.
It's just that it's so much work for, you know, the Street Fighter team to like release all of these characters all at once, especially because we'll also get one Season 3 character.
Yeah.
Which is probably Sagat at this point.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just that Vi tweet really throws me off on this.
Oh, and also everyone's gonna have 2 V triggers, so it's extra work for the developers.
Well, they said 2 at the launch, right? And then the rest come later. I think that there'll be so many opportunities for fight money anyway, so even if this is true, I don't think it'd be that bad. But that is a lot of characters for someone who just got into Street Fighter 5 for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so let's briefly talk about these characters: Oro, C Viper, and Necro Q. So let's just start with C Viper. C Viper. I mean, in terms of looking at how arcade mode is going to be in Street Fighter 5, where you play each different type of game, for like Street Fighter game. Street Fighter 4 had a lot of characters there, so it's very, very likely they'll add another Street Fighter 4 character to Street Fighter 5. If we look at the Street Fighter 4 original characters, Jury, obviously the most popular character, put in the game already. So who's left, right? Rufus, El Forte, come on. Hakan, but it'd be interesting to the game for sure, but I mean, you look at it, C Viper, pretty unique, saw a cameo, so...
Abel is another one that we saw in the story mode.
Yeah.
Well, actually the cinematic story mode even.
Yeah.
So he already has like the semblance of a model, I guess you could say.
Are you sure? I don't remember that. But anyways.
Yeah, he is in the cinematic story mode.
Who are we talking about?
Abel.
Oh no, I was talking about C Viper still. Sorry. I thought you meant Viper.
Yeah, no, I was saying that Abel is also in the game as well.
He's never going to be in the game.
Okay.
Guy. Moving on. Q. Q, in terms of Street Fighter 3 characters, there's not too many left in that roster that would like add a lot to Street Fighter 5, like mechanically wise, but there's still a lot of popular Street Fighter 3 characters to put aesthetically into the game. I think Q mechanically won't really add anything. He's basically like another Balrog, command grab.
They'll definitely have to rework him for Street Fighter 5. I can't imagine them putting the Third Strike version of Q in this game, especially because, like you said, he's a Balrog function and not a really good one at that, I would say.
In terms of Q, like aesthetically, I think Q is really unique and would be really cool. And obviously, he's very popular on the polls for sure. So I mean, Q being added, I think would be an okay choice.
A lot of people like the mystery behind Q just because you don't know who this guy is.
Yeah.
And you always see like people running away from him. It's this kind of monster. So they probably want to know a little bit more about his story, which I think is one of the reasons why he is so popular. Because I definitely don't think it's the gameplay.
I
don't say that much.
Yeah, if they add Q to the game, I hope they don't. I hope they expand on the story, but I hope they don't reveal who he is or give us concrete information, or just ruin the character.
Well, or make it super interesting, like make the story actually interesting and reveal something. We'll see.
Yes,
it's definitely
Excuse me.
it's definitely been requested, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay, moving on. We got Oro. So once again, another Street Fighter 3 character. In the arcade mode, there's like a couple Street Fighter 3 characters in that list, so it's obviously to add more. Out of all the Street Fighter 3 characters, I think Oro would be the best choice. He would add a lot to Street Fighter 5. Like his
he is pretty unique.
Yeah. And we're kind of like missing charge characters from Season 2 in general. So,
Oro definitely like a peculiar character in Street Fighter 3 because of the double jump mechanic. And, you know, like you said, the Tengu Stones are pretty unique. They would make for an excellent B trigger, of course. I guess he fits the archetype of the like annoying character, kind of like Blanca is, but in a different way. So we'll see if they change how the gameplay works, like in Street Fighter 5.
And he's a more important part of the story too.
Yeah, that's true.
And finally with Necro. Necro, I mean, kind of Dalsum function, just has Blanca electricity. He's a little bit more unique though. I would say maybe even 12 might be more unique, but Necro will be a good addition. Popular cameo on the background of the stage.
Yeah, they wanted to make, I guess, like a rushdown version of Dalsum in Street Fighter 3 with Necro, and unfortunately didn't turn out to be too good. But it was a stun character, so that could be another interesting addition because we really only have Alex and Laura as stun characters, and I think, right? So it could be interesting to see this like hybrid zoner and rushdown character variation added to the game. So we'll see how that turns out.
So to summarize this, once again, the consistency is 6 characters, 4 legacy, 2 new seems to be what everyone's saying, and then the Oro, Sea Viper, and Necro Q are not going to be part of the Season 3, the silhouettes that we're going to see, and that might be why Flow Tron deconfirmed it. So, I mean...
Yeah, maybe he's going off of the Season 3 DLC character that, you know, will come with the Season Pass.
Yeah, exactly. And finally, just want to talk about real quick here, the Red Bull tournament, the regional qualifier finals is next weekend. And last year we had the teaser reveal of Akuma. It wasn't like confirmed that it was Akuma, but like, you know, it saw Raging Demon stuff.
Yeah.
It was a, you know, spectacle. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some type of announcement at Red Bull. Hopefully it'll be Sagat. That'd be sick. And if it is, then we'll get even more information when the PlayStation Experience comes up and, you know, Capcom Pro Tour Finals. So if we don't get information, that would suck. No reveals, but I mean, we're getting really close anyways. Capcom has to reveal something at some point. So yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get an Angry Scar teaser. Oh, sorry, Happy Scar.
Yeah, Happy Scar. So, guys, in the comments below, let me know what you guys think about these leak lists. Do you believe them? I don't really believe most of it, but if any of this is true, then we can just, you know, check up on it and see, and maybe have a hint on what's going to happen in the future for the game. So, don't forget to like the video, guys, and be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep you guys posted on any new information in the future. So, till then, guys, take care.
Until next time.